topic today, optimize the Facebook ad. And you have got the offer and you set your goal and you have the audience and you know how to create the Facebook ads, but your ads don't seem to be converting. And what's problem? And chances are if your target audience was select well and they simply don't care about your offer. And either its products is not interest with all the deal and interesting enough. How do you know? How to start with the craft click worthy ads creating. Let's face it, work matter. And good advertising is about the copywriting. And just at the copywriting nation, the Joe settlements, he was able to sell the 100,000 pairs of the blocking glasses in less than 6 months. And this I mentioned the services cost the $300 a pair. That's right, just 30 million in 6 months selling glasses. There are the few tips. 1. Write using your audience language. Harry Potter need to use like the expecto patronum and avada kedavra. Yes, those are the presto spell. But beyond the littering using a fan-based unique language, you can also talk using the wording people use to describe their pains and hope in their dream. And let's give your example. Let's say you are selling a wireless packing sensor and you are advertising the right group and you need to know what to say. And you know, start coding from your audience my visits and you come across this point. Now you know your user language. They want something that is easy to install and they don't want to anything extremely complicated or expensive. And you can really, this is your Facebook advertising creative. Your ad headline might something like finally a wireless parking sensor that easy to install or not much for range and anything. And these wireless parking sensors are ridiculously easy to install. And see how you can use your audience language. It's like you're speaking directly to them. You can do in the Google search for the forums around your products. Needs or run something on Facebook group or will be targeting and easy to do, but also easy to not to do. So don't keep this step. And 2. Run different ads for different audience. I hope you starting to notice a trend Facebook as a successful maker of their ability to hyper target the right people, and they aren't like the billboards or TV ads. You can make the perfect and that speak directly to your target audience. And you should go even further to hyper target segment within your audience. And for example, there are the Harry Potter fans, but then there's people who specifically love the Gryffindor or Slytherin or Hufflepuff. Each will have their own language, pain, want, and dreams. They are golfer, but then they are the competitive golfer and casual golfer and amateur who only play few times a year. And there are the beer drinker, but then there are the people who love the IPAs or even specific IPAs. People who will drink anything that's called a tap. People who like beer. People who don't like specific drinks, and you get the point. And the better you know that the specific customer, and the better you ads will convert, run multiple hyper-focus ads rather than to one blanket. And make sure your ad copy match your image. Sometimes an image is just slapped on and the focus on in the copy. But when that happens, it's easy for visual to not make sense with the text. Always make sure the image match the text is simultaneous. But an often overlooked one, I recommend getting a second page of the eye on your ads Someone who doesn't work with your company as lead doesn't work on ad and gets the outside opinion. Sometimes it's hard to see the most obvious things when you head and down for the green stone. Number 4, keep it short and show the value first. People don't care about the feature of the products and they care about the benefit. What it is for them is go back for the doing proper market research. You need to know what your customer really care about so you can lead their desire or pain points adding the flugger and lead to feel how much they will sell. And are they trying to lose weight but struggling lead to how the 500 people already lost weight with your product. Do they absolutely hate doing this after the cooking dinner? Liquid your frozen dinner don't require this and even come with the free package plastic utensil. Follow the KISS, keep the supply simple. I have already talked about this term in the previous topic. Yes, so in the word of the Leonardo da Vinci said that simplicity is the ultimate sophistication, and write your ass so even the 5th grade could understand it. And when someone see your ad, they should immediately know. Don't hide your price, and they're not think that the pieces people of the more than clicking on an ad expecting one's price plus leading with the exact price have built the trust and show the transparency with the lead to higher conversations for the people who do click care company in this well and take a look at the from the mall Honda. They tell you the exact monthly cost and tell you the residual values of the ends of your lease terms and know that's in transparency. No, expensive fees are actually the first reasons people abandon their shopping cart. So the more it opens is about fees and the fewer people will abandon it. Spy on the competitions. If all else fails, look at your competitor ads and what benefits are they highlighting, what offer are they promoting, what's their sell copy and ad creative, and you can borrow from their ad to improve your own. To see competitor ads, you have the few options. As espresso, ad example tool and advisor, as advantage. There are other Facebook advertising spying tools as well. If you search around, just find something like your budget go with this. If you notice your competitor are using the specific wordings or offers and try them to out for yourself, it could be okay to higher conversations. But enough about optimize your ads, and there's something else you need to learn about avoid burning out your audience or spending too much ad frequency or about Facebook ad frequency. Ad frequency refers to the Facebook methods of tracking how many times are displayed as show at the same person. You can calculate it by dividing the numbers of impressions delivered by the numbers of unique visitors reached by an ad, and frequency of an ad is also influenced by the budget of your accountant as well as your target audience, their interest of behavior. Ad frequency equal impression divided by reach, and frequency of an ad's importance because it is only metric that tell you why you may have reached a certain performance level. Other metrics like the CPC, impression, click, exhaustive might tell you how the performing, not why. It's also important because it can help you avoid the fatigue, the banner blindness. Ad fatigue refer to people getting sick of seeing the same ad over and over again, and to point where you stop clicking on it, and your Facebook ad frequency will continue to go up while your CTR go down. And banner blindness is when your ad look too much like the banner, and at the same people have the beans exposed to banner ads and they tend to ignore them. A high frequency and low CTR can also mean you are suffering from banner blindness. So, how can you tell? If your CTR start out high but drop in the frequency increase, you are probably experiencing fatigue. If your CTR is low to start and continues even after increased frequency, you probably suffering from banner blindness. A good ad frequency is typically around 1 or 2. Anything under the 1 suggestion for ads are too spread out and aren't reaching to our target audience, and frequency that above the 4 is still fit and or 8 is in right columns, and mean you typically start to experience a fatigue, the banner blindness. And you can put a cap on your frequency by capping your CPE bidding and bidding lower. Facebook won't be able to show ad often, since to do what increase the CPR beyond just pre-show. Note, keep in mind that if your audience is very small, you are likely to see much the hours and frequency. There aren't many people to show your ad to. How to combat your Facebook ad fatigue and banner blindness. If you do to start experience ad fatigue or banner blindness, it simply means you need to start risking up your ads a new image usually enough to keep your fresh. So start here. Ideally, you will want to rotate your ad and soon as start to see a dip in efficacy. Some experts will rotate your ads weekly or 2 weeks. Others suggest every 3 days. Others say you have your 3 workers constantly, and every business is unique, and you will have to find the best timings for yourself. And the takeaway, change your ads, and when your frequency increase and your CTR decrease, and the easiest way to know where to rotate an ad is to watch your response graph and click and actions in your analytics. Eventually, however, you may need to present new offer altogether. You will know when it happens if you continue to see low CTR and conversation despite changing by either image and or text several times, and you know that you understand the frequency. And let's talk about one of the most important aspects of Facebook advertising: split testing. Facebook split testing or A/B testing is display 2 or more identical ads for the same time but changing one variable, such as the copy, image, headline, adjective, to see which perform best. And here the visual explanation. You should have your audience one of variables or tab and other have other variations. And in order to see what the variations converts better, it's important to only test the element at time, and else you want to know which change code will increase and how to split test your Facebook ad. Facebook had the views of this testing easily tell you the creative is super easy to use. Here's how. First, creating a new ad campaign just as a normal would. Secondly, check out the create split text box on the ad objective page. 3. While choosing your ad setting, you will notice a bold tile variable. Here you can choose exactly what you said: creative, device, optimization, audience, or placement. Number 4. These tests organized by the creating art and For example, not by creating multiple ads under the same set. So, fine. Once you get the tab, you need to get set up with the tab again. And however, if you can select a drop down and you can choose the ways split option, and which allow you to get set certain personality to different ads. And number 6, and that's it. So please setting your Facebook advertising. Now you just let them run and see what it perform best, and then scale choose persons up with the higher budgets, or the better yet, continue to running in the creative stage to continuously optimize your ads. Note, your split tag needs to run your at least is 3 or 2 to 4 days in order to be conclusive, depending on your budget. However, there is an option to end of the split test early one or the winner and being found. And you can always set to either 14 days and turn it on what is the dynamic language optimization. Dynamic language optimization makes it super easy on the Facebook for your ads and international audience and multiple language without manually creating the separate ads and asset. This is great to situation. 1. Advertising to one country that is dominated by 2 or more languages. 2. Advertising to multiple countries at the same time. However, there are a few restrictions on this tool, namely 1. Only Facebook new feed, and 2. You can only have up to 6 languages. Many languages, right? You know, you have the international customer, so you always have to know the language, right? You restrict your certain objective. So, disclaimer, keep in mind that although you storm is extremely helpful and save your lot of time, you still need the translator for the lot of time. You need time to translate or text accurately. If you don't have that, you may not want to dive into this yet, and you only want to keep this mind that people might comment in your language, your advertising in read, and you will need to comment back in the same language. New lexicon up, and how to set the dynamic language optimization. Creating an ad you normally good, but this time to multiple language to display your ads is for the creative page, and when you click removes additional placement, you can submit your separate language in this location. Website URL, headline, text, new face, link, description, and then let's upgrade to be able the result of your campaigns. Simply to your ad reporting tool and break down your result by dynamics creative asset. It's little tech, right? And this is the total strategy to master, but this is a complete guide to the Facebook advertising, so I want to mention it, and you want the most of the chapter. Yeah, 2 small things you to discuss. Seasonality and tech in your ads, and how seasonality affect your advertising is true. Suddenly see your these impressions for increase your CPC, or you can see let's figure out what are the costing it, and it could be the seasonalities used for the costing, and it can also affect the customer rates in CTR, and you because some things are similar buying a certain time of year, and this offers sample like holiday decorations and Christmas gift. So for example, I run the RV's blog and teach people how to live in the RV and give the travel tip, and running for the 2 years. And sure enough, our traffic already to the winter month. Obviously, people aren't thinking about the RVs in the snow, right? So here's now we can see the term RV is monsters and foreign maze for the settlers, and if after that this correlates in what is seen in the 2 years, and this don't have the your razor. And last but not least is a takeaway. That's why you will need to hold the seasons, calm brand, people have to already expose your brand in your last field. So I will talk you that you know to how to optimize your advertising, and you will have the high result. Then you just do a standard advertising. Yeah, okay, that's it all of my part about optimize advertising. Okay, thank you your attention and goodbye.